Hey guys, Big 8L here, and today we are going to witness a very strange interaction I had with my opponent in this game. In the bottom left, we have Pushin' Peas Shihar Yar, the Red Terran player, and in the top right, we have me, the Blue Protoss, the Problem. This is Beckett Industries, and as I love to do on Beckett Industries, we are going to be max paxing him. On this map, I don't even build the first pylon over here or build a gate. I just straight up max packs. Send a probe across. As soon as the game starts, build a pylon over here, build a gateway on it, and then send it in to go mess up that SCV. Um, so this man does have an APM quite a bit above me. I think he averages at the end about 300. I average about 100. That'll play into this a little bit later, but I'll keep this on the production tab for the rest of it. I don't pay attention to my probe, and thus do not get a kill, and it dies, but I did technically delay it a little bit, which is all I really want from the probe. Um, so, it's not terrible. He's finally going to send out an SCV, and this is one thing that I like. I don't really get why people would scout this late, because the whole point of scouting, generally at the beginning, is to know whether or not your opponent is being aggressive, so you can know whether you can take a low ground expansion. But he just takes the low ground expansion before he even gets in here. If you have an expansion before a toss, it's generally a little sus. I made a cybercore and before I'm gonna make this Nexus. Built a Zealot as soon as the gateway's done. And the Zealot's going to come in here and mess up this SCV. Um, Throw down the Nexus. Once you have enough money, get another gas. And then once the Cybercore is done, you're going to get a Stalker. Once you kill the SCV building the command center, just run the Zealot up and see what else you can do. If I was a little faster, could have killed that SUV or stopped it from building that for a while or something, but as it is, I pretty much was just slow enough to where it's not going to do anything, especially once these two Reapers pop out, and so I'm just going to turn back and kill the SUV building the command center again, because why not? It's going to die anyway. And then you want to build 4 stalkers out of this proxy gateway. That way you can do the kiting with 4 stalkers and one shot marines like I've shown before. I actually do it fucking terribly in this game, but I've got videos on it. But in the meantime, we're gonna go Stargate. So my favorite way to macro out of this is if you're able to cancel the CC, you're so far ahead economically that you can just kind of contain them with the stalkers and just spam oracles into the back of their base and see what you can do. I knew that he was coming with these Reapers, so I built a shield battery up here, but I didn't quite have time to get one down here. Just keep building stalkers, get that wall of stalkers to shoot them once they come out. Once I get the money, start up an oracle. And see they come up in here, but then it doesn't really matter because I've got the shield battery there. I guess they could try and kill the pylon, but that's a bit ambitious, so just warp in some stalkers and come and get them. Or actually, no, I recalled those stalkers from across the map. That's something that I've forgotten you can do with max fax builds, is just like go pressure the outside, and then if they do slip by, you can just recall. So those 2 Reapers are dealt with. We're going to start making oracles, get a robo, send these stalkers back across the map, and get the 4th one finally to hold the front. I was pretty slow this game. I'm not on my A game, to say the least today, but you're so far ahead once you cancel the command center, it's not really going to matter. Like, it not like I can't lose, but a slight being slightly off isn't gonna cripple you if you're this far ahead. So the Oracle's coming in, Stalkers are holding the low ground. I just kind of roll on in with the Oracle and start lasering stuff, and so I'm not paying attention to the front. So the guiding's kind of shit, but this Marauder goes a little far forward, so we get it, and then try and keep the Marines busy at the front while the Oracle kills whatever it can. Again, didn't really pay attention to the Stalkers because I was microing the Oracles so much, and we lose all of the Stalkers. Not great, but the Oracle did come in, kill a bunch of stuff. It's got 5 worker kills, so, that's fine. And we've got another Oracle coming. I just made 2 Oracles. I'm going to make a Void Ray now, because he might actually attack me. And Oracles aren't great at defending when you've used all their energy on killing workers. So we got some units coming across the map. Alright. He comes to attack my 3rd, and I don't have enough shit to defend, honestly. I've got not a lot right now, so I'm just gonna let him shoot the 3rd and buy some time while I kill 9 more workers with the Oracles. He comes in, and this is actually, I need to show this again because this is a point of contention. So I've got a Void Ray, 2 Stalkers, and a Shield Battery. He kills both of these things, I don't cancel either of them, and then rolls up. And Shield Battery Overcharge doesn't even really do that much. And with 4 units, I'm able to, kinda get all the Marines. There's still 4 Marines. We can probably deal with that. Pull some probes. Just make sure all the Marines are dead, and then, yeah, as long as there's only 1 Marine, the Void Ray can just kill everything. So we pushed that back. It incurred heavy losses from just straight up losing both of these. But, we're still doing fine. We're still super far ahead. Just because of the stupid amount of Oracle kills that have happened on his workers. Yeah, I think it was 9 kills and 6 kills. And so we're just going to keep making Void Rays, start making Colossi, get some Extended Thermal Lance, another Robo, so I can make double Colossi. I don't know that I'm this far ahead in the game, obviously, but I'm pretty sure that I do have an eco advantage because I've killed so many workers. And so generally, if you have an eco advantage, you don't have to attack. It's better to just win ahead, get more ahead. So I'm just going to keep making more bases, make some more Colossi, so he can't just run me over with a bunch of bio. Because that's typically how I die to Terran, is I just don't have enough splash. Which I guess is the whole matchup, is just getting splash to kill the bio player. But I like Colossi. They're very easy. You just kind of make 5 of them, and with Extended Thermal Lance, my armies just can't fight you. It's kind of ridiculous. Oracle comes back in, gets maybe a probe or 2, dies to all of the stimmed Marines. And so he's just now making, I didn't even realize that he 3-raxed me. That explains why that hit so hard. But yeah, his development is not there. I didn't even realize this. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, the longer this goes on, the better it is for me. I'm making 2 Colossi at a time, Void Ray's charge. He's getting his starport. And so a lot of people will do this too once you do a max packs, because you've invested so many resources, and especially if you do it as badly as I did, where you just lose all the Stalkers essentially for free, they just think, well, alright, you don't have enough stuff to defend, and so they do the attack, and I almost didn't. I almost broke, but I was able to pull the probes and just barely kill all the Marines and break his mass of bio. He fights back really well, though. That APM chugging along, slowly bringing him back, but that initial CC cancel is just so brutal. Zealots are going to go around the periphery just to make sure he's not hiding any unforeseen bases. the almighty observer right outside the net, right outside of any turret range. We'd love to see it. And it loves to see you, honestly. This is just how I sit, like, whenever I disruptor drop, I love this because they are just chilling in front, right under the disruptor, or right under the observer, and then you just drop the disruptors up here and blow them all up while they're not paying attention. But I'm not disruptor dropping right now. I'm getting some Templar Archives, a bunch more gates. It's starting to level out. I still have a pretty big eco lead, but our armies are about equivalent. The problem is this is just a big ass bio ball versus a bunch of colossi. So he scans, trying to look around for what we got here. Speaking of disruptor drops, now that I see the immenseness of that bio ball, I'm starting to think that might be a good idea. We're going to start putting out 2 disruptors at a time. Keep the zealots around at the thirds just to see what's going on. I can kind of see that he's moving out, so I'm sending around some more scouts. Get some storm. Keep making raptors. Raptors definitely are just going to be good against this, so I'm just going to get more. Keep the army together. And now it's time for the disruptor drop to go on its own and be like 30% of what I pay attention to. Because why not? Disruptor drops are fun. I'm going to just warp in a shit ton of charge lots. Keep macroing up the army while we're going around. I see all of this over here, so the disruptor drops are going to go onto the high ground, and we're going to hit some money shots right there, and just go ahead and run away. Meanwhile, as he attacked the other bases, my army just went over there and smashed him. And now it's a simple matter of A-moving him, because he's got 2 bases and I've got 4. And all of his army died to the disruptors. So yeah, you can do this if you want to do this. I will say that this playstyle, there's a lot of points where he should have won this game, and it essentially comes down to like lack of Oracle defense, because the Oracles just came in and killed so much stuff. Getting like 15 worker kills after you have your CC canceled at the beginning is brutal. And then he didn't even have a nat for like 5 minutes into the game. So at this point, it's kind of over. Well, I guess we'll just watch from his POV at the end here. Now, as fun as this game was, the reason I'm going to call this Wholesome BM is because there's a bit more to this interaction than just what has happened right here. I don't know if it shows what we talk about. No, it doesn't. Okay. So the game keeps going on because we had a conversation after this. And so the rest of it was this. Let me go up. Okay. I'll let you read it, essentially. But he was upset that when he attacked and I had 4 units and a shield battery, I didn't die, which I will admit was super greedy. But you just pull some probes, make it happen. You know, if either of the oracles had more energy, it would have been really easily. So essentially, he's just upset about the battery. And then he says, "Do you want to play again?" And I'm like, "Sure." And so that whole time I kept just hitting caps lock. And so we went and played, but I waited a little bit so we could play. And then we played a couple games, but he kept getting messages, so he was kind of distracted. But eventually we decided that we would play later, and we would try again. And I think that is the best outcome here, because he was good. He definitely would have beaten me a lot of times if I wasn't super far ahead. And I think it would be cool to play him again and try and do a more standard build and see if I can beat him. But yeah, I just wanted to share this interaction with y'all. Remember, even if someone BMs you, you can take it in play. I mean, like, especially if you're Protoss. Like, he had 3 times my APM. I just kind of Protossed him super hard. Uh, Protoss is kind of bullshit sometimes, especially as Terran. Terran is it's so reliant on the critical mass of bio early, and once it breaks, you just lose so much momentum. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this turn of events from BM to a new friend, and love y'all. See you later.